Hey, happy Wednesday. If you're wondering why I'm wearing pajamas right now, that's because they actually double as my Koosh Olympics uniform. And we just finished a thrilling Tuesday night round of Koosh. But enough about that. Let's jump into the second round of this bracket. Our first matchup this week is between Static Electricity and The Sound of Styrofoam. You know, I think that little boy is being too cute. It makes it harder to hate Static. Let's fix that. Ah, much better. Now there's a picture I can hate. Static advances. Next up is Clear Tax versus Splinters. This is interesting because I hate them both for basically the same reason, which is that they like to stab me. But at least when Splinters do it, you can usually see it coming. Clear Tax just hide on the floor like snakes in the grass, waiting to strike. So Tax win due to their deceitful nature. And now we have Crumbs versus Sandpaper. I can't think of one good thing about Sandpaper. I don't like how it feels, or how it sounds, or all the work involved in sanding things. Crumbs, on the other hand, do have one benefit. No matter how annoying they are or where you get them, you can still eat them. So the Sandpaper advances. Moving on, we have Rugburn vs. Tangles. I don't have any proof of it, but I'm pretty sure I've been brought to tears before by a tangle I couldn't undo. And it was probably more recently than the last time I cried in Rugburn agony. So Tangles win. The next pair is Paper Cuts vs. Non-Mechanical Pencils. I made a discovery recently. I discovered that while I do hate using wooden pencils since they have to be sharpened all the time, I also get some kind of weird joy out of the actual act of pencil sharpening. So Paper Cuts win by default. Now we move to Lint vs. Wind. This matchup wasn't even close. The Lint is blown out by Wind. See what I did there? Next up is an interesting match between Stubbed Toes and Fryer Oil. Last week I most likely would have chosen Stubbed Toes here, but due to its actions this past week, I'm especially angry at Fryer Oil right now. More on that later. The oil moves on. And in our last pairing we have Chords versus the number 5. The way I see it, there is still hope that I will one day live in a world free of chords. However, I no longer hold out any hope that the rest of the world will learn to hate the number 5 and abolish it from everything. So 5 it is. Woof! Alright, that next round is going to be intense. Now I'm going to respond to your videos. Anna, I've thought about it and I'm pro housing in Baum Park. At least right now. I could change my mind about that, but I'm not registered to vote in Lions, so it doesn't really matter. Also, I really liked your new segment. I'm sure you're going to find some real gems in those boxes. And just to be clear, I said real gems, but I didn't mean real gems. I don't want you thinking you're going to find a bunch of rubies or something in there and get super rich, because that's probably not going to happen. Probably. Katie, when I made my last video, there was no real story for why I hate Fryer Oil, but as you've seen via Snapchat, now there is. I'm not going to tell the whole thing, partially because it's a little complicated and partially because it's really not that good of a story, but basically I got burned by something that gets really hot because it sits in fryer oil all night, and while I was trying to clean it, it caught me and burned this sweet design into my skin. It kinda hurts, but that's alright. It's nothing some bonus points can't fix.
Bonus, bonus, bonus!
This week's bonus points go to my professor to thank her for letting me take a test a day early so that I can still make it to Las Vegas. I know she'll never actually see this thank you, but she's coming in pretty clutch for me right now, so it felt necessary.
Bonus, bonus, bonus!
Alright, that's all I've got for you guys. I'll see you all on the internet next week if I'm still alive. And if I'm not, you'll all be left wondering forever what happened to me. Since what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, no one will ever know.